Hello, happy Sunday. This is Sunday School Simplified. If you haven't joined us before, this is where we take our Sunday school lesson and we squeeze it into a short little video that is good for the entire family and all ages. We started a series on Jesus being the bread of life, and last week we talked about what exactly that meant. And this week is actually our back to school Sunday, since everyone is going to be starting back to school this week and next week. And we really wanted to celebrate our students and teachers, faculty, administration that are going back. We know it's not quite normal and there are a lot of challenges that everyone has ahead of them. So we wanted to bless everyone. And if you are watching this and you are a member of our congregation and you didn't make it to our back to school blessing, we do still have some bags for students. If you want to reach out, I'd be happy to get those to your students. But besides that, what we talked about this week, so with our back to school Sunday, we made back to school Sundays, and last week was communion, and we talked about that a little bit. This week we talked a little bit more about what it means to share a special meal with those that you love, not just communion. And John chapter 6 continues to talk about Jesus and the bread of life. But if you wanted to follow along in your scripture, I delved into, it's actually Luke chapter 22, Luke 22 and verse 22. And it's further along into after the Last Supper. And Jesus asks his disciples, who among you, what makes a man great? And is it the greatest who shall act the youngest? Or what makes a ruler a ruler? Is it one who acts like a ruler or who acts like a servant? And, they began to answer, well, that who is he who is at the table should be the greatest, right? Because back then, important people sat at the table. And Jesus said, but look, I am the one serving you. So who is the greatest? And this is just kind of to change your perspective, especially those of us going back to school or in a setting where there are different people and different challenges. Jesus was the greatest, right? But he didn't act like that. He was always serving. He had a servant heart, and he taught those among him to have a servant heart and the importance of that. And that's what I wanted to remind everybody this week. Going back, we're around people that we might not be around, and especially if you're good at something, it's good to be proud of your accomplishments and what you have, but remember where we got those from and who blessed us with those. That, God is who blessed us with what we have and our talents and our strengths. So it's good to be proud of them, but also remember where they came from. But also remember to have a servant heart. If you're going back to school and you see someone that might be sitting by themselves at the lunch table or sitting by themselves, always keeps to themselves in the class, remember what God told us to always have a servant heart. And Jesus especially, the greatest ruler is not he who acts like a ruler and sits at the table and never listens to his people or what everyone else is about, but it is he who gets his hands dirty, who rolls his sleeves up and isn't afraid to serve others and get out of their own comfort zone and understand where other people are coming from. And that's what Jesus was talking about what makes a ruler great, and is it he who rules or he who serves? And so I always want you to remember that when we're going back into these settings where we're not just around the people that we're comfortable around, but those who might not be as fortunate as us or might not have as many friends as us, to get out of your comfort zone. Or if that is your comfort zone, that's great. But to always have a servant heart and remember that Jesus didn't wash the feet of those who didn't need cleaning. He washed the feet of those who were dirty and didn't get a bath or a shower all the time and that were sick. It's easy to do easy things, but the reward is doing the hard things. Everything in life worth having is worth doing, and I promise that if you roll your sleeves up and get your hands dirty and do the hard work, it's always the most rewarding. So, also, I want to extend the blessing that Pastor Mary gave to those of us that were in service today, that anybody going back to school, teachers, students, administrators, custodians, any helpers, assistants, this is still a crazy time and a scary time for a lot of us, and I just want to extend that blessing and to hope everybody is safe and stays safe and feels safe and loved and protected. And if you ever need anything, that you can always reach out. And I hope everybody, if you're starting back this week or next week, has a great start to this new school year. I know good things are coming, and everybody stay safe. Have a great week.